this is Elena and welcome back again to Budapest. Today I'd like to share 3 books I read in the last 2 weeks of November, and if you want to know what happened in the first part of the month, check out this card. And the first book I'm to show was picked merely because of all the praise it has on BookTube, and I'm talking about Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Well, this is a story told by a girl who is 16 years old orphan, and she marries a rich man, and they start living on his famous great mansion called Manderlane. And this mansion turned out to be not that fabulous after all, but rather creepy and odd, and definitely some secret is kept in there. Well, not only she married this guy, but also she married like ubiquitous memories of his passed away wife Rebecca, and all the story is rolling over this mansion, these memories, and the wife. So the girl who tells us the story, she's a great narrator, no doubt on that, but when she tells the story or dialogues that she had with different people, in 9 out of 10 occasions her answers would be I don't know, maybe, I don't know, like pretty boring. And her husband, who is the beginning of the book is pretty charming and witty, he turns out to be very rude, and he will only mocks on her all the time. And you know, I'm very character driven reader, and to me at some point this lack of diversity in dialogues, it just spoiled the mood and spoiled the book, and I wished I loved the book, but I did not, because she would be like clueless most of the time and he would be mean to her all the time. So throw your stones on me, but I didn't like this book at all, and I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Yet, guess what I will say? Yes, I will say that the book is actually good. And the next was the book by new to me author Neil Williams, and it's History of the Rain. Here we got to know a story of one Irish family, and the story is told by a girl called Ruth. She has some unknown disease, so she must stay in bed. And so she weaves her memory, her thoughts with the references to the books she's read, like ever read, and this quite a unique way of storytelling. The book is really moving, heartfelt, it's tragic as well, but it's full of hope and faith and like some resilience and maybe the ultimate optimism, if I can say. So I really loved it. So I also want to say that the book is full of amazing, brilliant metaphors and very subtle sense of humor. So I really enjoyed reading it, and I definitely want to know other works of this Neil. And so the last book is also classic that was mentioned many times in different spookathons, like Reading for the Gloomy November, and it's Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I'm sure, like directly, indirectly, we all acquainted with this book, but still, for the quick recap, it's a story of a young, talented student, Victor Frankenstein, who creates a humanoid form without thinking too much on the moral or ethical sides of this experiment. And you know, this is a perfect novel both for plot-driven and character-driven readers, because it's action-packed, and also you got to know like what happens in minds and hearts of Frankenstein and his monster. And I was honestly expecting some bloody, dark story full of horror, but what I've got is psychological novel that made me pondering on like human needs and patience a lot, and especially on that part of Adam's life when he didn't have Eve yet. So this was like unexpectedly good and amazing, and now I know why it's classic. And this book is a reminder of 2 things. First, be careful what you wish for, and second, you become responsible forever for what you have tamed. Well, reading wise, it was pretty awesome month, and I expect December to be twice as good. I already have like a long list of books I want to read to set up this winterish holiday mood, and mood in the house is already set up. And I hope you also have Christmas tree, New Year tree, whatever you celebrate, that you have great books to read, and have a joyful week. Bye!